Hey guys, it's Chandra here with the Bhakti House, and today we are going to talk about Sri Ramanujacharya's Appearance Day. So today was his Appearance Day. So I had planned to do this video a little bit earlier in the day so that you could actually more appreciate it or kind of maybe pay homage to Sri Ramanujacharya. So I put together this blog post for you guys though today as well. And this is just first like who is Sri Ramanujacharya? I think it's important to understand like who this personality is and the significance of their appearance day. So um, the appearance day itself is a sacred observance that we do here at the Bhakti House just in honor of the divine birth. Well, Sri Ramanujacharya is one of the greatest teachers in the history of Bhakti Yoga. So on this day, devotees, um, well, we remember his life and his teachings and his profound contribution to the path of devotion to Lord Vishnu. And so the appearance isn't really an ordinary appearance. In the Vaishnava tradition, great souls, they descend by divine arrangement to guide humanity, to guide us back toward loving service to God, to the divine. Sri Ramanujacharya is revered as such a guide, a spiritual reformer who made devotion accessible to all. So, who exactly was he? Well, he lived between 1017 and 1137 CE. Um, he was renowned uh, as a philosopher. He was someone who had established the doctrine of Vishishtadvaita Advaita Vedanta, or qualified non-dualism. So be a little bit familiar with dualism and non-dualism, and so you're probably familiar with Vedanta and Advaita Vedanta. But he came up with this idea. He coined this idea of qualified non-dualism. So let's talk about that philosophy just a little bit. God is one, but full of qualities. So just like Krishna is defined, we see that Krishna also has kind of an never-ending, never-ending amount of different qualities. And we can learn about these qualities. We can learn about them through reading Shastra and uh, doing Krishna Katha and just associating with one another and then sharing in these divine stories and these qualities. So he believed that God was one, but full of many different qualities. So not impersonal, like the impersonalists believe, but he possessed form, qualities, personality, and he also believed that the soul is distinct yet connected. So we have this individual soul. It's eternally distinct, but it's also inseparate or inseparably connected to God. So it's like part of the whole. And then he also believed that the goal is loving devotion. And that's what we teach here at the Bhakti House, loving devotion. The ultimate purpose of life is not merging into the divine, um, but actually engaging in loving devotional service, offering love to God. So why is appearance matters for us? Well, if you can't tell already, Sri Ramanujacharya was really, you know, one of the very meaningful people, um, because he gave us this knowledge. He taught this knowledge at a time, um, and it has continued to evolve into our culture as it is today, our Gaudiya Vaishnava traditions. Um, and the biggest thing that he did was he made bhakti accessible to everyone. So he got rid of a lot of the social, the stigmas, different things that were going on, cultural barriers and what have you. And he taught that devotion is for everyone. It's not just for the elite or the scholars or the aristocrats, that type of thing, but for everyone. He emphasized a personal relationship with God. Now, this is something that we see in many different religions. In fact, Christianity itself emphasizes a personal relationship with God. Um, but in a time when some people were just more kind of like thinking that God might be this something out there that's undefinable. Śrī Ramanujacharya brought into this philosophical sphere this idea that God is, no, it's really actually personal. And, because he has form and qualities and so on. And he also preserved temple worship. This is another thing that he is really noted for. Many temple traditions practiced today are really still influenced from the systems of worship and the deity services that were put together at the time that Śrī Ramanujacharya was around. He was very instrumental in propagating that. He also embodied compassion. He's known for sharing sacred knowledge openly, even when instructed to keep it secret, because he wanted all people, all souls to benefit. So he didn't hold anything back. He wasn't trying to sit on any knowledge. So how do we observe Śrī Ramanujacharya's appearance day here at the Bhakti House? Well, you don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to be an advanced practitioner to be able to observe this. Just simple acts of devotion are really meaningful, and because it's very much aligned with what Śrī Ramanujacharya taught and what he brought to Gaudiya Vaishnavism. One of the main things that we can do is we can chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by chanting this Maha Mantra, this great mantra, we are in a sense also honoring all of those great personalities, including Śrī Ramanujacharya, that have come before us and have brought this and made this accessible even to us now. We can also study his teachings. We can read about his life, and we can reflect on his dedication to devotion and to service. Another option is to visit a temple if it's not too late. Now it's here on the 23rd of March. It's right around 9 o'clock at night. And I would have done this earlier so that maybe if you were watching this and you didn't know that this was Ramanujacharya's appearance, say you could have actually made it to your local temple type of thing. But that's okay. You can still honor God in your own way at your house. And in a sense, we're doing that now through this video. So his influence on Bhakti traditions, well, Śrī Ramanujacharya's teachings laid the foundation for many Vaishnava traditions that emphasize devotion, the importance of having a spiritual teacher or guru, and the accessibility of God through name, form, and also doing great service. So his influence continues to guide so many millions, countless devotees around the world to this day. We can take a simple moment to kind of reflect on this question. What would it look like to approach God with love? Instead of fear or obligation, consider approaching the divine with sincerity, humility, and with affection, with love. This is the essence of Śrī Ramanujacharya's teachings. So, just in conclusion here, as a final thought, Śrī Ramanujacharya's Appearance Day is more than a historical thing for us to remember. It's actually an invitation for us to go deeper in our devotion, to develop a personal relationship with God more, with Krishna, and to share spiritual wisdom with others, as we're doing here. And we can take the same lesson that we're learning today. Whatever you're learning today from this video, you can take and share it with someone tomorrow. This can open up so many opportunities for you to share this knowledge with someone that will open up knowledge of devotion and the principles of bhakti that you can share with others. Śrī Ramanujacharya's life reminds us that bhakti is open to everyone who approaches with sincerity. So the goal might be then to go and find some sincere souls, people that you trust, people that you connect well with and all, and to share this Appearance Day and just make mention of it. So you can very easily say, yesterday was the Appearance Day of a famous Gaudiya Vaishnava saint named Śrī Ramanujacharya. It was actually like his birthday. And these are the principles that he stood for. What do you think about that? You can even talk about, ask that question, what would it look like to approach God with love? What would that look like to them? And if they're open and they're sincere and they're willing to talk about it, and all this could very, very seriously help that person in so many different ways. And in the same way, also help you. So The Bhakti House here, we are a spiritual community. You're, of course, part of that family, dedicated to sharing the teachings of Bhakti Yoga in a warm and welcoming, practical, heart-centered way. Whether you're new to spirituality or just kind of deep on the path, this path, or some other path, our mission is to help you connect with Krishna through devotion, community, and daily practice, sadhana. You can visit us online at thebhaktihouse.org. There's some frequently asked questions that we can go through here, but we'll end the live stream now, and I will just invite you guys to go through and actually click on our blog. We go back here to the home page. You can click on blog right here, and it is the most recent blog posting. Thank you so much. Haribol.